Hi there, thanks so much for being here today, and welcome to my millennial life. It's been a while, hasn't it? I haven't made a video in about 3 weeks, or maybe even longer than that, and honestly, it's been very hard to find a motivation. There's just been so much happening in the world, and I've been very much active offline. I do want to ask, is it just me, or do you also find that it's hard not to feel all the changes unraveling in your bones and in your soul? I found that it seeps into my thoughts, in my breathing, and even sometimes in my sleep. Made me wonder, what do I even have to say? Who am I to think anyone would care about these small, quiet moments in my life? Especially when the world feels so loud and so unstable. But then, about 10 days ago, I picked up my camera again. Not to create something profound, but just to notice. To return to the small things. The way that my cats lounge around and always follow me around, like little shadows. Feeling the pen press against the paper as I journal, as I jot down all the thoughts and strange dreams I've had lately. It's these little things of noticing that has helped me stay sane. God, I suck sometimes. What is wrong with me? You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You got this. You got this. You did good today. You did good. Everything is gonna be fine. You're gonna figure it out. Just a few days ago, I stood on my balcony and watched the strawberry moon eclipse. The clouds cleared across the sky as if to know I was watching. And I was. They want to show me the beautiful spectacle of that night sky. And for a moment, the world felt absolutely still. I thought about how the moon has seen it all, generations passing beneath its quiet gaze. And here I was, a pair of eyes amongst millions if not trillions, part of that same quiet story. And recently I turned 43, a strange milestone, a reminder that time is moving forward whether I'm ready or not. I used to feel really uneasy about aging, but something has shifted. This year I feel a spark, a small fire in my belly where I want to take better care of myself. I really want to get stronger physically and mentally and do the hard work. I want to love myself more inside and out, learn to be brutally honest, and it's not about fighting time. I'm learning that it's about learning how to live with it. So this birthday was different. I bought myself a bouquet of wildflowers and tulips. I normally never celebrate my own birthday. If anything, I'm mortified when anyone remembers it. I cooked a meal just for me, nothing fancy but made with care. I lit some candles and blew it out, made a wish. A quiet celebration, but a meaningful one. It felt good to honor this moment, to treat myself with tenderness without waiting for someone else to do it for me. Hello, welcome to my messy living room. It's been a while, a minute, right? Got some gelato from a local business that opened like a year and a half ago, and I noticed that they don't have too much business, so I thought I'd support them. And actually, it's some of the best gelato I've ever had in my life. They make a coconut one. They didn't make it when I last went to get this, but man, that was so good. So I'm 43. I'm 43. I feel like I can't get over that. And for some reason, when I turned 40, 41, and 42, I had the hardest time revealing my real age. And I felt embarrassed and like I couldn't believe it for some reason. But I don't have that now. I don't know what shifted, what changed within me for me to be comfortable to say, yeah, I'm 43. I did notice some physiological symptoms, new ones that came up. Talk about inside and outside. Let me know if you can relate, if you're starting to experience this in your life, something novel. Well, I think I pointed out like my jowls are getting worse, even though I lost about 5 pounds. And then a little bit more laxity. It feels a little bit more stubborn, but also the muscles in my back seem a little bit weaker. So I've been doing like 4 days out of 7 in a week. I do a kettlebell exercise, and that's been helping a lot after I corrected my form watching these tutorials, because before there were a couple times when I did kettlebells and I tweaked my lower back and it took like a day for me to recover. But even now I have some pain in my lower back, not from the kettlebell, but I've always had some lower back issues that started like in my early 30s, and now it's a little bit more, on my left side. Sometimes it feels like sciatica, but I don't know if it's sciatica because I don't always get the numbing, tingling sensation down my leg. It does sometimes hurt my buttocks. Anyways, I really feel like this is the year where I want to focus on my physical health. And I was really nervous about turning 43, but once it happened, once I celebrated my little birthday and decided to celebrate me, even though I really don't like celebrating my birthdays, I thought this year I should celebrate that milestone. I feel like I'm learning how to be more honest with myself. Gosh, it's taking so long, but it feels so liberating in many ways. Everything seems to be going pretty good in my life. Of course, I don't have a job yet. I'm getting job application rejections left and right, but it's okay. As long as I don't have any kind of crazy new expenses that might surprise bills or something, I'm going to be perfectly fine. And obviously, I wanted to go to Korea, but I'm not there. I thought for my 43rd birthday I should go and get some skincare treatments and then make a video about that, but I'm going to be a lot more cost conscious and watch my budget closely. Like, I'm thinking maybe I should invest in like 5 weeks worth of personal training, like 10 sessions. So I'm thinking like 2 per week to properly be trained in how to lift weights and get personal recommendations to help me get back in shape. Because I feel like when I do a day of strenuous exercise, I do see a physical difference. I recognize, like when I see my face, I'm like, oh, I recognize like the me from like 12 years ago is in there. Of course, I'm not like in denial about my age, and I don't mind at all. I really like chronological aging. It's the biological aging that I want to be able to control. And you know, it's like turn down a spigot a little bit and slow down the speed, because I have many more years of productivity in me, and I know people are judgmental about physical appearance. I talked about it in my previous video. We have a visual cortex. We are judgmental. Age discrimination thing is real. So I want to try to look and feel the best I can. Best as in like having the same level of energy as I did 5 to 10 years ago, and also exuding the same energy and also looking very similarly, if not hopefully the same as I did 10 years ago. But I'm not hanging out on to hope. I know gravity and denaturation of my cells and my epigenetics is working against me. I'm such a hypocrite. I'm talking about health and fitness, I'm eating ice cream. But today's like my treat day because I was very good yesterday. I hosted a meetup event today, and so I'm kind of really tired. I was exhausted after 2 hours, and I have 2 more meetup events I'll be hosting in the next 4 weeks, and then I'm probably gonna not host and not participate that much afterwards because I want to really focus on a lot of the self-love and self-improvement, dedicating a lot of more time to upskilling. So I'm gonna commit to the sewing thing. I've decided that sewing is my focus for this year in terms of like developing a new manual skill. I tried the carpentry, woodworking stuff. I took the sewing class. I bought a sewing machine. And after Christmas, I went to a local fabric store and bought a bunch of fabric when it was on sale. So I haven't really touched my sewing machine at all because I'm so afraid. I forgot a lot of the lessons that I learned from my first sewing class. Sorry, I've got a cat hair up in my eyeball. I feel it. So I signed up for a 12-week program for introduction or beginning sewing where it's going to be apparel focused. And then that's going to be a prerequisite to the next course I wanted to take, which is apparel construction. And then that's a 12-week program. After apparel construction, once I'm done with that, then I can go to pants and denim. And that's where I want to really hone in on. I want to basically, by the end of this year, have the foundational skills for me to make clothes for myself and get good at it, and then maybe even make it for commercial purposes. So we'll see. And in the meantime, you know, I have my PMP certification. I'm pretty much done with the course. Only thing remaining are the mock exams. So I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks studying. I have a new study buddy who is going to be studying with me this Friday, and he works full-time, so he can't commit to any other days because he's got limited availability. But we already had one study session. I really liked having him there, and he let me know likewise because we hold each other to account. But I'm going to be taking my exam very soon, and I have a trip coming up soon as well, a very short and sweet one. I'm really excited for that. Sewing, that, PMP. I also found a SQL course. If you guys are not familiar, that's a database query language. It's very commonly like a preferred qualification that employers look for when you want to be an operations manager or a program manager or product manager. Some of them say like experience or proficiency with SQL. With everything that's going on in this world, I'm just looking ways to bring comfort in my life. And doing these little talks with myself, like when I wake up or before I go to bed, I just totally repose and relax, releasing every muscle fiber, head to toe. And I'm just like, wow, I have my own apartment. I have a 2-bedroom apartment. It's fully furnished. I have kitchen appliances, I have bookshelves with books. I have 4 cats. I'm able to feed and take care of 4 cats. Just so much abundance. And I have good food in my fridge too. I finally managed to get 2 cartons of 18 eggs each. It took me like a week and a half for me to find eggs. So when there, I'm good for the month. I don't have much to complain about. I'm very, very lucky. I have my health more or less. I can get healthier and I'm gonna focus on that. Cat hair. Another cat hair. Jesus, goodness sake. Okay, anyways. And I have a new therapist who is amazing. Expensive, I'm paying out of pocket, but still, I already feel a change again. And acting classes just amplifying the healing process. I feel transformed like I've changed so much. Change hasn't gotten better. I feel like a more loving, more open person, more grounded, less insecure, more at peace, even more so than I was before. I didn't think that was possible, but apparently there's more work to be done. And I'm really excited about that. Take heart, everybody. Do something for yourself, like getting gelato. So I hope you find something small that you can do to luxuriate yourself. I'll talk to you later.